station. Heed the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
When Red Shane East ended the longest All-Star game on record with a homer, they gave it all to the National League. When he grew up, he would hit 7 feet. He would also become one of the highest scoring players in basketball history.
Sasha very, very well. The man, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and Sasha now. Penalty flag on the play. Pass is caught. That's Ingold, the fullback, for the touchdown, but a flag is down.
Absolutely fantastic.
Rebound. Oh! Did you see that? One of the saves of the year from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Power Play Sports Collectibles Show, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the studio. Go Live Vegas, right here in the heart of Las Vegas. And as always, every Saturday, 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here at the dais. The man, the myth, the legend behind Power Play Sports Collectibles, Mr. Scott Hosey. I am Aaron Phillips. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. I'm looking at our watch party that you're sharing because for some reason I can't. And state of Florida is still there.
That's very true. Well, we want to welcome everybody for coming. This is the last show. Last show, the first half of the year already. Can you believe that? Thank goodness.
I was like, did I get fired?
No. Well, you're the one that would be handing out pink slips. But 6 months of 2020 is in the books. Thank goodness. And now let's see what the next 6 months are going to bring us for 2020.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's going to come and attack us all.
My goodness gracious. Well, anyway, listen, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this morning. We've got a slate of stuff to talk about, but as always, we also have some business to take care of, and that is, if you're watching us on Facebook, we thank you, but you can also catch us on YouTube, on our channel. You can go to GoLive.Vegas, the website, Go Live Vegas mobile app. You can catch us on Twitter. You can catch us on Twitch. You can catch us on Periscope. It's probably a shorter list, Scott, of where people can't find the show right now.
Exactly, except on my phone.
Except on your phone, so don't worry about that. Tweet us, okay? Tweet. Now, why do I bring up all those networks? Because we're multicasting.
Yes.
All these stations. We are live right now on your choice of platform. So you can also tweet us while you're on Twitter, which I was very careful how I said that. You can see at the bottom of the screen, you can see live tweets coming through using the hashtag PPSC Live, Power Play Sports Collectibles Live, as you see some examples there. And of course, as always, you can call us with your thoughts, comments, queries, innuendos, pseudonyms, homonyms. If you want to sing a hymn, that's okay too. 702-329-6947 is our local number within the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., 855-502-4321. And as always, chat rooms are monitored, so we'll hopefully be able to catch your message. But ideally, we'd love for you to call in, ask a question, have a comment on what we're talking about, and just join the show. That's what we want to do, right?
Yeah, we've got over close to between all the platforms, 25,000
That's
plus
all?
views.
A week, roughly. A week.
Yeah.
That's a lot. How much would you pay? How much would you as a business owner? Okay, you're a business owner.
I'm already paying for it.
Well, I know you are. But if you weren't the business owner in charge of the show, okay, how much money would you have to invest in time, effort, advertising to try to get in front of 25,000 people on average in a 7-day period?
Live, repeats,
whatever.
Whenever you want to watch the show, we're there. So
it would be a lot less if you become part of our family of sponsors and
Exactly.
advertisers than you, Mr. Business Owner or Mrs. Business Owner, flying all around the country, driving around town, spending gas, lunches. It's best right here. Anyway, I digress. Let's get started, shall we?
Yes, I want to talk about our anniversary that we had at the store.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of people saw the show. Some people actually drove in from Southern California to be part of it. And I want to thank the people that showed up. If you'd missed it, where were you?
Well, they can catch a little glimpse of it on that live
Abs,
remote
that's
thing.
right.
We did. Go for it. Yes.
Yeah, threw it right to you and you hit it.
That's it.
So yeah, we had a remote for both TCA, our other show, Thoughts Count Anywhere,
Yep.
based on pro wrestling, and Power Play Sports Collectibles. And it was great. We walked around the mall. You had two lovely showgirls on your arm.
I did, courtesy of Premier Showgirls.
And so Power Play has their own showgirls.
You
now.
do?
Yes.
Anytime we want them.
And it was great. They encouraged, pictures, smiles.
And they were
to the
masked.
mask.
They were
but
masked,
you could
yeah.
tell they were smiling, having a great time. We had two pro wrestlers there. We had Jeff Cobb from Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Ricardo Rodriguez from AAA, along with WWE,
Right.
who was Alberto Del Rio's.
Personal valet ring
Yes.
announcer.
And afterwards, he went over to Versus Wrestling
Yes.
and actually did a training session with some of the students, which was great. And he has plugged that for the past week.
Good.
How much fun he had here in Vegas. And Jeff has told me personally through just messages, anytime, any place, he just loves the fact how we arrange things. We did do the social media. What are you pointing
Well,
at?
no, now you've got it.
Damas y caballeros, come and check out Rodriguez, and I want every single person out there to watch my very favorite show. Wrestling figures and all that fun stuff. Anywhere. Wednesday night.
Rodriguez doing our little 15-second bump for us.
Yes.
He was funny because he did that in 2 takes. The first take, I cannot elaborate what happened. But, yeah.
We have a spin-off show
Yes, we
after
do.
dark.
That's right. Well, that show's already taken care of, but we'll call it the B-roll.
Yes.
The B-roll. But anyway, yes, thank you to both of those guys for doing the bumpers, and you'll hear, I think Jeff probably will play Jeff's. If not, obviously you'll see them on Thoughts Count Anywhere Wednesday nights at 7 p.m.
Sure. The interesting part is, we mentioned that there would be no photo ops, and we did that for, personal protection of both the celebrity and the customers coming in. Both Jeff and Ricardo were cool with it. So
Very gracious when they could.
They did photo ops with people, which I really appreciate. They did, kindness of their heart and worries in this time. So it was great. People that came in, they spent money, had a great time. They got their free gifts. We had a lot of free giveaways, $25 gift certificates almost every hour, a couple during an hour, Raiders gift baskets every hour.
Yeah, you had a great bunch of gift baskets to give away.
Golden Knights, all with autograph stuff and little trinkets. People had a great time. We had the 30% off. People took advantage of that, so it was great.
Now, if you missed anything or want to know what else Scott has available via the store or not, right now on your screen, you're going to see right here. See, I'm getting good with this. It's
Yes,
like
you
the
are.
weather's. Look at that. That QR code. Anytime during the show, live or during the podcast replay, if you're watching the video, just put your phone up there with your QR scanner. Guess where it's going to take you? PowerPlaySportsCards.com website, right to the site without having to do anything else.
Yes.
So now you've got the convenient. Whoops, I did that backwards.
Other way. There.
There it is.
There you
right
go.
There.
We'll get you
I got to get
triangle.
used to which hand does what. Anyway, scan that. You go right to his website to check out all the goodies he has available online.
Exactly. And the other thing, the remote was great.
Oh, it was fun.
And it was fun. We walked around some of the other vendors there, Po'boy Comics. He's going to come on the show in next week or so.
Right on.
He's still trying to get everything.
He's still waiting for inventory, isn't
Yes.
he? As of last week.
And for people out there waiting for inventory, don't blame the customers, right? Or the
owners.
The owners, excuse me. Man, because things like bags and boards for comics, which is standard.
Right.
For your pops, the little holders for pops. For trading cards, the holders, the plastics, they all come from China. And everything because of we'll call it not embargo, but the holdup
Trade
with customs.
stuff, yeah. And even because of the virus, stuff is slowing down.
I stopped shipping international.
Right.
And I'm not going to ship international probably for another month. So I've lost about 6 months worth of business because I get for the wrestling, a lot of people from the UK and Canada, Australia that weren't going to get their stuff.
John Rankin, who's in our chat group,
Yes.
says he won a $25 gift certificate, and he came back and bought a Miss Jackie autographed picture. So thank you,
Yes,
John,
thank
for
you.
sharing.
Yep. A lot of people did that. They put very
Scott's
nice,
wife appreciates that, by the way.
very nice comments in the chat room
Yes.
or on our webpage or Facebook page. It was great.
That's good.
So with that being said,
Yes.
we're going to talk about in Las Vegas. We have some new rules.
Yes.
And we've always had the 6 foot, personal
Social
space,
distancing,
social
right?
distancing, the 50% occupancy, the mask, the stay home if you're feeling ill. But now it's a requirement to wear masks. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get into political.
No,
Some people.
No,
kick back,
no.
But you're required, and we've put notices at our door,
Yes.
very politely. Just let's get through this.
Absolutely.
Let's just all put things aside and get through this.
Did we want to play that special message that we found?
Yes.
Would this be a good
we have
time
a
for that?
customers
Customized. not
customized.
customer.
I know.
Customer. And you're having trouble.
a
this
pub.
morning.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning for
That's
me.
right.
Public service announcement. If our producer is ready,
It's ready
he's
to go.
ready.
Courtesy of Broken Matt Hardy, right?
Yes.
There we go. Please watch.
WWE, AEW.
Yes! I am Broken Matt Hardy, and I am wearing a face mask, yes, a delete face mask, yes, it is fueled by Damascus. And I have noticed recently, here in the states that are united, there has been a significant decrease in people wearing the mask in public, yes, in large gatherings of people. And I ask you, why is this? Is this because the news is no longer featuring the pandemic as the #1 item in the news cycle? Is it because now social injustice has taken over that news cycle? Well, I want to remind each and every one of you, if you are in a public place, in a large gathering of people, you should be wearing your mask. Now, we cannot become complacent. We cannot become lazy. We have to delete this coronavirus, delete this pandemic. And the only way to do that is for each and every one of us to be individually accountable, to be individually responsible, and do our part to make sure we end this virus. The only way we can move past this is to all be responsible and do our individual effort to help bring this to an end, to help stop spreading the coronavirus. So please, if you are in public, if you are in a large gathering, wear your mask. And that is today's Broken Brilliant.
Welcome back to Power Play Sports Collectibles. Oh, Aaron is over there playing with my phone because I can't figure out social media.
I just reshared the link to your wall.
Okay.
So we'll do that for right now. I have a watch party up. Anyway, thank you, Broken Matt Hardy, who, of course, was a guest not too long ago on Thoughts Count Anywhere. But that came across my feed this morning. And again, we play that more. Please understand, folks, informational purposes only. That's it. This is not a statement, yes, no, or not. It's just for informational purposes. Do with it what you want. We found it entertaining.
Yes.
By the way, Giant Warrior Jeff Bearden down in Florida just jumped in my chat room. I hope you caught a little piece of that, Jeff. I hope you're feeling well. 702-329-6947 is our local number, 855-502-4321. Of course, you can live tweet us using the hashtag PPSCLive.
You noticed I fixed it on the page.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were giving out the wrong number. Well,
Yes.
you were. I was.
Exactly.
You were.
So-
Dr. John Morelli, my chiropractor, is
Oh,
watching
very
this morning.
cool.
Also a big wrestling fan.
Good.
Thank you, Doc. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, not a problem.
I want to acknowledge people.
Yes, absolutely. I started the show that way.
Maybe he'll discount my bill next month for
Yeah, I
pop
don't
for
think
Anchor
so.
Chiropractic down on South Fort Apache drop.
Cheap pop there.
I know.
So the card shows, the sports collectibles,
Yes.
toys, memorabilia shows that we
Yeah.
have. Don't forget, July 10th through the 12th has been postponed.
Done.
Yep. And we are planning on Shuffling, yeah.
Revisiting.
Yeah. August 14th through the 16th at the Boulevard Mall will be the next one. Keeping our fingers crossed. And if all goes well, we will have the most entertaining guest we've ever had on TCA, Marty the Moth.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
From Lucha Underground, Marty the Moth will be there signing autographs on Saturday. And I guarantee you he's going to be a riot.
Listen, if you want to, if you don't know who he is, you just got to pull up Thoughts Kind of Anywhere from a couple of weeks ago. It was the craziest, funniest
Yes.
show that we had done so far.
Absolutely.
He was
He's great with social media.
We don't know when he was joking with us, pranking us, punking us, or not.
Yeah. And tomorrow for the collectibles people here
Yes.
in Las Vegas, over at Max Pawn, buddy of mine, Michael Mack, former councilman, he is having Henry Ruggs III.
I think we've played that banner
Yes.
before, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
Let's bring it up.
Did he bring it up yet?
I don't know. You've got a view of his computer. I don't.
I know.
There
you go.
There you go. Here it comes.
I think he's playing like Bubble Squash or something
I
on
don't
his
know.
phone. I don't know what those games are.
There we go.
Yeah, he'll be over at Max Pawn tomorrow signing autographs from 1 to 2:30.
And that's the one on Sahara and Jones.
Yep.
It's on the northeast corner there behind the 7-Eleven.
Yep.
I know it right very well. There's a nice
Number one
pizzeria
draft
there.
pick of our Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders, yes.
And
We'll
for
see if
the
they make it to the field.
oh, he'll make it to the
No,
field.
not him.
Oh,
They.
They.
The team.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, July 11th, we have our next store signing. That was obviously the weekend we were supposed to do the sports card show,
Yep.
but we're still bringing in Sean Davari from WWE.
There you go.
And so it'll just be a special in-store meet and greet.
It's the one I got yelled at on Wednesday that didn't show up till the end of the show. July 11th, 11:01 p.m. at the Boulevard Mall, right outside Power Play Sports Collectibles. I unfortunately will miss that because I will
That's
be
right.
on vacation somewhere.
Do you get a vacation?
It's written in my contract.
Ah.
If I had one. It's
Don't-
in my
do
wife's
I give you-
contract.
do I give you health care also?
No comment. No comment. But I can phone in at 8 o'clock in the morning if you're still going to
Absolutely.
do a show.
Sure.
To give you an opportunity. If I
Or I can wait a week because I'll freak out or something like that.
bring a guest. Listen, with your background and Aaron here, you can do just fine. Bring a guest in.
Oh, yeah.
Opportunity to bring a special guest. Which, by the way, speaking of guest hosting,
Yes.
if you love Scott and I so much, you'll get a double dose of us today because at 10 o'clock.
Good luck.
10 o'clock, yeah, really. 10 to 11, Scott and I will be hosting Our House, Our Voice, the official fan cast of the Fan Action Nation. Join us at 10 o'clock. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But yeah, well, I don't know if that's applicable to this show as
We
much.
have a bird cage and a steel
Well,
cage.
yeah, right behind me, if
Yes.
you watch Thoughts Count Anywhere Wednesday night, I don't know if you have a camera on it or not, Jason, our bell ringer, was affectionately put in what we now call for the wrestling show, the steel cage. But for Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, when Johnny Bird is here, he is not here this week. He's
the
out
bird cage.
We call it the bird cage. So, yes. But that's a nice little feature. We'll play with that one later on.
I missed last week's show.
Which one? Wednesday?
Yeah.
It was a great show. We had a very good show.
I
Very
know,
interactive.
It's the first time I didn't watch. I had some.
You had
family
No, you were watching because you messaged us at the end of the day about the Davari banner.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell us you weren't watching. I know Big Daddy was watching. So, all right. So that's So Davari, mark that down. July 11th at Power Play Sports. You have on here 1 to 3 p.m., but that's not the time that was on the banner. I just thought I'd mention that.
Okay.
It said 11 to 1 on there. So I do pay attention to the banners you put up. So, time to be
Where's
confirmed.
the banner?
If you can bring that one back up so Scott can edit his work.
Yeah.
Please zoom in on the time right there under the date. See that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Boulevard
Oh,
Mall.
yes, we are going to have to change that.
So what time is it? Is it 1 to 3?
It's 1 to 3.
Okay.
And Chris, I'm pretty sure you're in the chat room somewhere. Chadman Designs, who does wonderful work.
Yes.
Every once
Thank
in a
you, Chris.
while, because we change up times, it happens.
Okay, so that's got to be up. So it is 1 to 3.
We still
then.
got a few weeks.
But it is 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
1 to
Continuing on, sports talk. Let's just talk about.
Wait a minute, we're going to a break?
Well, we can go to a break.
Let's go to a break. We're a little
break?
behind, but
Okay.
let's go to a break.
Sure.
All
We'll
right.
go to a break.
Don't go anywhere. We're going on a break. Right after this, we'll be back. For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard. All right, welcome back to Power Play Sports Collectibles Show. Aaron Phillips, Scott Hosey here at the desk. Our phone number again, 702-329-6947. Give us a call at the question. Send us a live tweet using the hashtag PPSC Live, or send us your question in the chat room.
Let's go on with sports talk. We'll call it Raider talk right now
All
because
right.
of our Las Vegas Raiders. First of all, I saw a mock-up of a New Jersey that they might have. Not New Jersey the state, but
No.
New Jersey. And I thought it was freaking awesome.
All right, let's see it. I'm
Let's
sure
see
it'll
it.
pop up here in a second. Raider uniform is what it's that.
Yeah.
So we'll get it up here
I'm
in a
kind of
second.
curious what other people think. I think it's
Well, while that's
freaking
coming
awesome.
up there, Hall of Fame game between the Cowboys and Steelers has been canceled, of
Yep,
course.
absolutely.
And then I think what they're doing for the inductions, they're rolling it forward to next year. So next year, like baseball, will be a double class.
Exactly. There is
Okay.
a Raider possible
For this year,
alternate uniform, but it was put out there.
you like that?
I like that. I think that's freaking awesome.
Why do you like that?
It's different. Just they played with the colors.
I think it's very bland, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. That does nothing for me. All they did was they took their traditional black jerseys, and instead of white numbers, they put black numbers on them. And their helmets went from silver to black. I mean, there's no major change in that.
We
for
have
me
an
that-
opening for a new host.
That's
I
right.
thought-
Well, as a Giants fan, I'm giving you my opinion.
Win a game.
Exactly. Listen, these guys, NFL and the uniform makers, is it Nike or
It's
whoever?
Nike.
Listen, they're coming out with these alternate jerseys for extra dollars. Let's
Oh,
face
yeah,
it for what
exactly.
it is. For me as a football fan, regardless, that alternate jersey just does nothing for me. I mean, it's just a
You're a
black jersey.
traditionalist. In some cases,
Yeah.
I am too. Like the Dodger uniform, I don't want to see the Yankee pinstripes go away.
Right.
The Dodger uniform gets screwed with. I like the standard, script they've always had.
Yeah.
I like the mustard yellow that the Padres used to have.
Listen, there were some classics. Yeah, the Padres, the Astros with the rainbow
The
uniforms.
rainbow uniform.
Now, there is somebody who was watching before, George Miklos, who's a friend of mine, a huge Raiders fan. If he's still watching, I'd love to get his take on that.
Sure,
that
that's
uni-
why we brought it up.
702-329-6947.
Chief would be opinionated. Is he in our room?
I don't see him right now, but he pops in and out. John Rankin wants to know what other wrestlers will be coming to do signings. This came up before. Obviously, you saw the Davari thing.
Yep.
And he says something about this is super slick. I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but thank you, John. We
My
appreciate
appearance on the show. Okay,
Keep
moving
going.
on. So the NFL has not finalized the fans in the stadiums yet. They said they were going to play with fans in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's an interesting thing, is they have been told that they can tarp off the first 6 rows.
Mm-hmm.
So there won't be jumping, Lambo leaps and stuff like that for social distancing from
Okay.
players. So obviously.
But if you're not putting people in the stadiums, who are you
Yeah.
jumping into anyway?
But what does that do for some of these stadiums that sell out? Obviously, Green Bay, Lambeau Field is sold out every game.
Yeah.
Las Vegas here with the Legion Stadium, those first 6 rows, they're obviously sold.
Right.
What are you going to do with those people?
Great question.
And yet the NFL can make, and this is maybe a topic for the fan, they're allowed to put advertising on those tarps. So does that money go to the personal seat licenses?
No, of course not.
No.
Come on, because we know where it's all going to go. But yes, it's a great topic for
Yeah.
Our House, Our Voice
So
at 10 o'clock.
So that's some of the
Scott.
Raider talk and football talk going on. I just hope that we can, get back to
Well,
normal.
I think a sign for that stadium will be, because I haven't heard anything official, but you have tickets to the Garth Brooks concert that was
August
supposed to take
22nd.
place there. That was supposed to be the official opening
Yep.
of the stadium. Have you heard anything about the concert?
I actually had dinner with the family that came in with the gentleman who actually runs the building part of, and he just said, "Yeah, it's not going to happen."
Unofficially.
But unofficially.
No, he is doing some sort of concert. Garth Brooks, that is. That's
Yes.
going to be
drive-in movie
drive-in
theater.
movie theater,
$100 a car. I've heard good and bad. People are complaining $100, but if you can put 6 people in a car, that's less than $20.
and nobody in the trunk.
Yeah, no.
But you can't get.
Remember
but you,
the old
right, yeah,
days?
pile everybody in. But you're stuck in the car. You can't go
True.
get out. You can't sit outside your car. Although they're going to be portioned off, right?
Well, every other space is going
Right.
to be,
Open.
Yeah, open.
Okay.
But you got think about it. Instead of being so negative about it, let's turn it into a
Absolutely.
positive. And Garth is doing this.
Yep.
And he is donating any of the money to a charity. So, and he's been doing weekly shows on his own page with
Right.
Trisha Yearwood.
Right.
And hour-long mini concerts. give the guy credit.
Sure.
He's just trying to bring everybody.
As are a
back
lot of
together.
entertainers
Yes.
locally as well, doing the same thing on Facebook. But yeah, let's start making lemonade out of lemons, please. That's all I'm saying.
Lemonade out of lemons. Doesn't come in a pack.
Well,
Stir
either
it.
way. But they were lemons at one point.
Yeah.
I
Kool-Aid.
could say the other one.
Yeah.
Make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? Chicken gizzard. Anyway, on to the
On
next.
to baseball.
Where's the bell when I need it?
Yes. Baseball Hall of Fame's
Yes.
reopened.
It has.
Yes. And they are allowed.
Have you ever been there?
Yes. I've been there. I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Haven't been there.
Yeah. They're awesome.
I've been to the baseball in Cooperstown twice. Loved it.
Yeah. It's just,
Cried in front of Thurman Munson's memorial locker with that set up and all that. But
you think about.
I digress.
And then I did see some things over the past of Hall of Famers that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. And it was quite interesting to
Yes.
start looking at the stats. But also, San Francisco Giants are going to display fan images on the stands.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that it is quite interesting.
Well, look what they're doing over in Korea.
Well, they got in a little bit of trouble for that too.
Who's that?
One of the Korean baseball teams had robots in the stands and didn't have enough robots.
Okay.
So they brought in dolls.
Okay.
We'll just leave it like that. The dolls were inappropriate to be in the stands. Put it that way. They had to
They didn't have a mask on?
They had to issue formal apologies because
goodness.
I guess the PR guy or lady
Person.
or who had no idea. So yeah, they were dolls.
That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny right there.
So let's talk about the 60-game
Yes,
season.
let's do so.
60-game season starting July 24th. The
Yes.
teams are not going to have spring training in Florida, Arizona like they normally do.
Right.
They will have it at their home stadiums. So obviously Dodger Stadium, things of that nature. But they're going to play 60 games in 66 days. That's a lot of baseball.
By the way, John Rankin's comment about Super Slick was about the Raiders jersey. He was talking about that. He thinks it's super slick. Not a Raiders fan, but a Steelers fan, but he liked it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Don't watch again.
I know.
No, just kidding. Thank you, John.
You're invited to the store anytime.
That's right.
So also, no extended playoffs. Unlike hockey, who, you know, in the basketball that have extended their way they do the playoffs, they're going to stay the standard wild card and divisional play. DH in both leagues.
Universal DH.
What's your thoughts on that?
Listen, as a Yankee fan, obviously I'm into the DH.
Yep.
I understand the strategy behind a pitcher and switches and all of that stuff, the bunt, but 9 times out of 10, let's face it, the 9-hole in the National League is usually an automatic out, strikeouts, whatever it is. And is there really strategy with that? The strategy doesn't come into play until the late innings, and then you have relief pitchers and you got double switches, and it slows down the game sometimes.
Less offense, they say.
But being a traditionalist, as much as I love the DH in the American League, I think there's something to be said to keep the pitcher in the game. They're playing. But
Being a former baseball player, pitcher who was thrown at times.
Yep.
If you're going to throw at somebody,
Yep.
you better stand in that box
Absolutely.
and take it. You know, stop having Mike Trout take the
Absolutely.
pitch to the head. If you're going to throw at somebody, stand in there and take your own medicine. So,
Absolutely. Exactly. But I understand why they're doing it, because they want to put some more offense into the game with
Yep.
only 60 games and whatnot. So they needed to come on the field. I don't like the way it was done because it was mandated that
Yeah.
the commissioner could do this. They needed to come to an agreement. If they did not get on the field in some form or another this year,
it would have killed baseball.
black eye that I don't know that they would have recovered
It would
for.
have been like the strike, and luckily you had Sosa McGuire back
Right,
then.
right.
It took them 4 years to redo baseball and bring the fans back. But if they didn't get on the field, it would have been
Absolutely.
I think a stake right through the
Absolutely.
heart. Extra innings. There's going to start with a runner on second base.
Just like my old beer softball league.
You know, you're right.
That's right. They used to. That's right.
Start with a runner on second.
That's right.
Here's where it gets interesting with the COVID stuff. No high fives, no fist bumps. People or players participating will sit in the stands, separated by 6 feet, and social distancing during the national anthem, if they have it. And they will wear masks in the dugout if they're not playing.
Interesting.
Yes. No
Okay.
spitting, chewing of tobacco or sunflower seeds, or any combination therefore.
Jeez. The only people who are happy about that are the people that have to go in and clean the dugouts after every
Oh
game.
yeah. Like I said, being a former baseball player
Right.
and also working for the Padres organization, yeah, it's a mess. They actually take fire hoses to the dugout.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Here's the interesting: a minimal distance between base runners, fielders, coaches, umpires.
So everybody has to separate themselves.
So if you got a runner on first base and you're a first baseman holding the runner, do you have to give them 6 feet?
Well, I think the key word there is minimal.
Yeah.
Obviously, the umpire, they're usually far enough away. The other interesting thing is going to be is the first base coach or the third base coach. The first base coach goes always usually to the bag when the runner's right there, pats him on the backside, get whatever. That's going to be a big issue if they even allow a first base coach.
There was talk in the past because of injuries. That's why they went to the helmet rule versus just the baseball cap.
Yeah.
And, the ball will be thrown out if it's touched by multiple players. So after every, double play or anything, how many baseballs are going to – we talked about that.
Yes.
Used to be they start with about 48 mudded for the umpires. Now they're going to probably 3 times that for any game. Mm-hmm. Post-game showers are discouraged.
That, just from a health standpoint, that one is absurd.
I can't tell you how many times the visiting team is catching a flight.
Right.
And the players shower, get on the bus to the chartered plane, and to get to the next.
Did you say flame or plane?
Flame, whatever, and get to
the flaming plane.
Yes, get to the next city. That'd be just.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like that one at all.
Yeah.
You know what? Rotate in and out.
Sure.
Shut off every other shower head. Whatever you want to do, and wear a mask.
Obviously, players will be screened for temperature multiple times per day.
Right.
Two negatives will equal a positive, I guess, or allow them to play again.
That's.
But the thing of it is, like the no spitting, the no high fives, smack on the what.
Good job, pat on the back.
What are they going to do?
That's gonna be tough.
I mean, seriously, what's the penalty? Do you get ejected? Do you get start the next batter gets start with 1 strike against them? What is going to be the ramifications? I don't think they thought this all the way through.
No.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I get. The bottom line is, some people are going to look at this and say at least some baseball is better than nothing, even with these restrictions.
True.
The player interaction. I mean, if you're testing, if you're doing the social distancing in the club, I mean, are they getting change in their hotel room before they go to the field, or are they allowing them to change in the? And I'm asking rhetorically.
Well, the lockers are not 6 feet apart. Are they going to?
Right.
In some of the older stadiums, you can't add a bigger facility.
Correct. So again, I would not be surprised if players and everybody have to get dressed in the hotel before getting on the bus to go to the stadium. But it's going to lend itself. Opening day, and we'll put that word in quotes. Opening day will be very interesting to see how all this is going to pan out.
I welcome it back.
No, I do. I do as well. But 60 games for me, sprint to the finish, I think is what they're calling this, or something like that. I don't know. 60 games just doesn't really excite me as a season, which now I'm going to segue into the collectibles market. Will there be a Cy Young winner this year? Will there be batting titles? Now, asterisks aside, and I get that's always the answer to all. However, how will this impact the collector's market for this season with the traditional guys who would be getting awards like the Mike Trouts and Harpers and the pitchers and Gary? I mean, I'm not excited about any of these awards this year.
The Trouts, the Harpers, Clayton Kershaw, those guys, they're going to keep selling in the collectibles industry. What's going to be interesting, though, is the guy who always has that first 2 or 3 good weeks, or a pitcher that comes up. I forget the pitcher's name, who had he played for the Seattle Mariners, had a great, I'd say late 90s, great first half, and they were saying Cy Young, and
then tails off.
And then was in the minor leagues.
Well, and a lot of pitchers are that way too. They start off hot, they get to the All-Star game, they get there, and
boom,
then
done. Well, that's because they got film on them. They got enough innings on, so the coaches can actually start picking up.
But how can you give a pitcher a Cy Young award if in 60 games, in theory, if you're going every 5 days,
you're looking at 30 starts?
No, you're not. For one pitcher?
No. Regular season.
Regular, but I'm talking about for the 60 games, right? So you're talking
15
about
starts?
Maybe. Think about every 5 days, you're talking 10 to 12 starts, roughly.
And with those games, only 6 days off, you're going to have to maybe go to a 6-man rotation.
Correct. And so these extra players that they're talking about, I think extra 4 players for the first month.
Yep.
Many talk is 3 of them will probably be pitchers, and the 4th may be a 3rd catcher. That's your backup. That's the extra 4 bodies, because based on what we're saying, these pitchers are concerned about getting injured, which is ironic that they find it more of an issue in a 60-game schedule than they do in 162. Injuries can happen, okay? I just, to me, strikeouts, batting titles, because what about the players, even though everybody's starting in the heat, which should help batters, batters get off to a slow start, baby. You're hitting 120 at the end of the year, and you're going into your free agency year next year? Forget about it.
Well, how about this? talking about contracts. Don't forget, we'll call it the Chris Bryant rule.
Right.
Where the Cubs purposely left Chris Bryant off the roster.
Service time.
Service time so they could get an extra year on his contract.
Right.
Which, it works.
A little shady,
yeah.
but
If you're going to add 4 pitchers or 4 extra players, those guys are coming up from AAA. They're now going to have service time.
correct.
So how do you work that financially with their contracts? There's a lot of unknowns
And
here.
some of the things that were committed to this year to get them on the field was part of being carried over into 2021, because at the end of 2021, the CBA is up for renewal, isn't it?
Yes.
Baseball is in a dicey
Yeah.
situation.
Football resolved it. Hockey resolved their issues. Baseball, America's pastime.
And I'm not 100% convinced basketball right now. Yes, sir, everybody's moving forward, but how many players thus far have said, I'm not going?
Yes.
And how many, as we get closer, when they start getting into that bubble, will they also then back out?
Yeah, because players are used to going out after the games, having a grand old time. And down at Disney World, there is plenty of things to do. But what happens if one person, let's say I'm going to pull a team, we'll call it the Omaha Nationals, just so we're not picking on some team. Sorry, Omaha.
Right.
But let's say team in Omaha, one player contracts COVID.
Mm-hmm. Well, look what happened to the Philadelphia Phillies.
How does that
Yep.
affect the rest of the games?
Yep.
It gets really scary when you think about that.
There was talk of some league. I don't know if it was basketball. There's like this 60-man intra-squad league, which is almost like the farm system. That if somebody does get sick, they can pluck players from this. And I don't remember if it's basketball or.
But I mean, it doesn't. It takes
baseball.
14 days to get symptoms and all that.
Yep.
And a lot of it's unknown because we still don't know. So how do you know somebody on that team hasn't already given
Passed
it
it,
to 2 or
yeah.
3, and then 2 or 3 down the line, 2 or
Yep.
3 down the line? It could be a huge snowball effect and a huge black eye to the sports world.
Absolutely. I'm just reading John Rankin put a message in there. People are already totally picking up on trading cards.
Yep.
He goes into Target some days and people are religiously back at the trading card section looking for the boxes. It's incredible to see how the market for this has changed since the 90s. There was a downsizing in the middle, but now with this year being strange, has definitely picked up sales from what he has witnessed.
Oh, absolutely. We've
So-
talked about that in the show. And John, Marcel was here last week. We've talked about it for weeks. The trading card industry has just blossomed during this because people were sitting at home doing nothing and they
Absolutely.
wanted sports. You used to be able to go into Walmart's, Targets right there by the registers or in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were right
Hold
there.
selections of
Yeah.
things. Now you only see Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Who?
Yeah, those are those
I know
fantasy-
Pokemon. What was it? Is that what it is?
Yu-Gi-Oh is another
I thought you did
card
that in an
game.
Italian restaurant, gnocchi.
Yeah,
Isn't
okay.
it? No, sorry.
But they have to keep social distancing so they can't play the game.
That's
so.
right, exactly. All right, trying to keep on track with the run sheet. Did you want to still touch those last two topics?
Yeah, why
Okay.
don't we? The Knights talk. We'll call it
Yes.
our hockey talk. Henderson Arena is causing a lot of stir here for the Henderson Silver Knights.
Yes.
They are taking a anthem type or outside seating where they've done a lot of plays and concerts. They say it's outdated,
Mm-hmm.
about 20 years old, and they're going to destroy it and put in a hockey arena or a multi-purpose arena there
Okay.
for the Silver Knights to play in. And the neighborhood doesn't really like that idea. And they, first of all, it's right next to the district,
Right.
Green Valley District,
Right.
Green Valley Ranch, and so there's a lot of congestion there already.
Right.
You put another 9,000, 10,000 people trying to get to that stadium, you're going to have some issues.
Great topic to bring up with Alan in the
Yeah.
next show, because he actually wrote an article talking about that and how I think the team went to Henderson Council or City
Yep.
of Henderson, and they're asking for like $54 million or something.
Yep.
Huge amount. And I guess it passed.
The council voted it in.
Okay.
What's happening right now is they have enough petitions to make it go to a vote
Wow.
for the public. And right now, I don't think it will pass. Just in today's
Yeah.
what's
Climate.
going,
Today's
climate.
financial
Yeah.
climate. I just sounded like a financial reporter. there.
Yes. So let's touch on NASCAR. First of all,
Yes.
Bubba Wallace.
Yes, sir.
Whatever happened, happened. Let's just leave it at that. Okay? What I do want to commend NASCAR for is coming together as a team. Black, white, Oriental, Asian, Hispanic, whatever
Whoever you are.
Yeah.
Whoever they are.
They all in unison, walked down with Bubba Wallace's car and showed their support.
I thought that was tremendous. Tremendous.
Absolutely. And whatever happened before, after, let's sweep that under the table.
Right.
It showed just the love of everybody coming together. And we need more of that. I'm now going to get political. We need more of that in this country. Just get together peacefully and do the right thing.
Right.
So with that being said, why don't we take a commercial break?
Okay, what he said. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're watching Power Play Sports Collectibles right here on Go Live Vegas.
Hi, I'm Wally Joyner. Listen to the Power Play Sports Collectibles podcast every week and visit the store at the Boulevard Mall.
What's up, guys? This is Jeff Cobb. Be sure to listen to my favorite wrestling show, Thoughts Count Anywhere, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on Go Live Vegas. What's up, guys? It's Jeff Cobb here. Come check out Power Play Sports Collectibles. Buy some collectibles, buy some wrestling figures, and all that fun stuff.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Jeff Cobb, for that. We appreciate you doing that for us. All right, hobby news. Let's get into some collectible
Yahtzee.
news. Yahtzee.
So,
did you ever play that game?
I have. I like it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It's all right.
So, a bunch of 1914 Texas Tommy cards.
Okay.
And he's diligently looking. So, a collector for, no, not them. It would be marked Yahtzee and Yahtzee 2. That's why I named the pictures. There we go.
All right. Keep going.
They were found in a Yahtzee game box.
The cards were?
Yes. So obviously somebody over the years put it in the Yahtzee game box. Do we have that up yet? Is the only one to be graded, and the Shoeless Joe Jackson, there's only been 2 graded. That's how rare these cards are.
Jeez.
And I don't know if we can get them up there or not. They graded fairly low, but you know what? They're still going to bring 6-figure price tags.
Wow. That's Walter Johnson there. Jeez Louise.
6 figures. Talk about a Yahtzee when you open the... And I bet you the people are like, where's the cards?
The
yeah.
right.
They're stupid baseball
so
cards.
where was the box found?
I didn't catch that in the article, no, but it's going to go up for auction on SCP Auctions. And so look at their website if you're interested in those old vintage cards.
Lucky them.
Yes. So we were talking about, John was mentioning, going to Walmart and getting new cards. The 2020 Topps Series 2 preview has come out.
Okay.
And it's pretty standard. The example card that they put out, I don't know if it's the greatest example card you could put out there. I'm going to stop naming these.
What did you name it?
Topps 2020. There we go. They could have picked a better person to put on the trading card for the example.
I can hardly wait to see this because I have not previewed any of these. These are as new to me.
Is he wired up?
Interesting comment by the mayor of Houston, or the governor I saw this morning.
Governor of Houston?
Texas, but it may have been the mayor of Houston. But he went on and said if COVID situation spike, regardless of what's going on with Major League Baseball in the 60 game, he will shut down baseball in Houston. I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember if it's the mayor or the governor, but he will shut down baseball. I don't think
the other 31 teams would mind right now.
I know. Well, the only good thing for Houston right now is with this delay, the cheating stuff has obviously cooled down and is not a front page sports news item, but
it's going to stay hot once they get on the field.
And
instead of 162 games of it, it's going to be condensed into 60. Those poor guys. So also, in what I thought interesting in this is we'll pull up a picture of the Babe Ruth card, marked Ruth. A very, very short print card, and they colorized it. Of Babe Ruth signing a lot of baseballs. I love like old pictures,
the old vintage stuff.
All the vintage stuff. I can't tell if it's on the screen. There we go. And they actually colorized. This was actually a black and white photo.
Wow.
Back in the day of Ruth.
So will something like this sell in the market since we know it's a reproduction?
First of all, they call it a super short print.
Oh.
The standard short prints are usually in the neighborhood of $50, $60. considering it's Ruth and it's a super, super short print,
Right.
you're looking at probably a couple $100 for this card.
So there's no devaluing of the value going from the original black and white to
No.
a modern colored.
No, I think
version.
it's a cool card, to be honest
Okay.
with you. And then the interesting part of what's going to be in these packs brings back the Willy Wonka days.
Willy Wonka.
Yes. The
we gonna-
golden ticket.
Uh-oh. And what is this going to get, folks?
There's going to be 25 golden tickets or celebration of the decades, which are going to have an event here in Las Vegas. Topps has always done like extravagant events where they can, go to like the convention and get a
Right.
whole bunch of preview cards.
Sure.
Souvenirs, autograph stuff. They get to sit through a lot of how the cards are made and what they plan on doing. So they're going to have a celebration event, and they're going to get the golden ticket. And I want the Willy Wonka chocolate bar.
What they need to, it's up on the, he had it up on the screen.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, it was down there. There you go.
There we go. So you can't copy that.
Can
but-
Johnny Depp come dress as Willy Wonka and greet the winner?
Oh, Johnny Depp, please.
No, but you don't have Gene Wilder. No, you don't have Gene Wilder anymore.
Gene Wilder was awesome.
Oh, he was. I'm not saying it, but we
Johnny
don't have,
Depp's a little.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, with that being said,
Next.
so a lot of people in the '90s is when they started collecting baseball cards.
Yes.
Because of Ken Griffey Jr., the Upper Deck trading card. Well, there's a glut of graded Griffeys out there.
Uh-oh.
Yes. They have said that their PSA has graded over 120,000 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards. Now, 1/3 of those have come back rated gem, mint, pristine. Now, some different grading companies use different technology or
Right.
the naming conventions, pristine versus mint and gem mint.
Do you have that file? It's called Griffey.
Yes.
If you have it there, Aaron. Go ahead.
That alphabetical order thing works pretty well in computers. There we go. Sort. So bring that up on the screen if you would, please. This is what a graded Griffey looks like.
Okay.
It's encased, and there we go. And this is a Gem 10. Now, 120,000 graded. So how many were really printed? That is why the baseball card industry died for cards from like 89 to about 97.
Which was exactly the time period that John just referenced.
Yeah, most people thought they were going to buy, their college fund or
Sure.
retirement. There's too much produced. Today they've numbered the cards, and obviously it's rebounded. But man, to have 120,000 of those graded and 1/3 of them come back gem mints, that really tells you the value
Right.
can be just dropped. So another find was a group of 50 high-grade 1933 Gaudis, Super Kings, and you had that picture up there. There we go. Those have been found and graded. The Jim Thorpe, which I don't know if I found the Thorpe. The Jim Thorpe is graded at a 9, and it's going to bring about $100,000. I think the Ruth there, they say, is going to bring at least $75,000.
Jeez.
Some of these auctions can be found, SC auctions, JSA lists a lot of their stuff.
Sport
auctions.
Kings gum.
Yeah. It's
Look at that.
amazing. And look at the cards. I mean, they're paintings in a sense, yeah.
Exactly, and that's what I've talked about over the coming weeks. When you look at just the growth of the trading card industry and how obviously they've morphed from this time to today because of technology and everything, to see the evolution is just crazy. I mean, even the silhouette at the bottom of that picture, pitcher, batter, catcher, umpire, at the bottom there is crazy.
And people today don't care if the cards that they look that way. They're like, yeah, I want the real picture. To me, that's classic. That's vintage.
Absolutely.
So, moving on. Do you remember Hostess Twinkies and
Of
Cupcakes?
course.
The back always had baseball cards on it for about a 5-year run.
The back of the box.
Yeah.
On the underside.
Underside, and as long as the Twinkie didn't,
See
leak,
through?
and stain the back. But here's pictures of some of the
wow.
panels. Some great players there. Reggie Smith from the Dodgers, Steve
Enos
Carlton.
Cabell, look at that
Yep.
name. Willie
Nolan
Montañez.
Nolan Ryan.
Wow.
The Ozzie Smith, they had a couple versions, and that is actually considered one of his rookie cards.
Yeah, because he started with the Padres. People forget about that.
Yeah, he was. Do you remember who he was traded for?
I do not.
Gary Templeton. It was shortstop.
Oh,
the
that's
shortstop.
right. That's right. That's right.
I think St. Louis made out a little bit better.
Rusty Staub.
Yep.
He played for Detroit before he was with the Mets. They got him
Before.
from Detroit.
Yep.
Wow, Rusty, number 10. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so that ended in 1979. They had a 5-year run, about 76, 75 to 79 in that area. And about a complete set gave you about 50 panels. And you had to cut them out. So here's the key. To have them in great condition, you didn't cut on the lines because that would have screwed it up.
Right.
You cut around the lines so the panel stays intact.
Oh.
Well, these are actually on eBay up for auction right now. And if
I'm
you just
afraid to ask.
I did not even. It's amazing because I love those older cards. It's before the downside of the collectibles industry, and just to have the history there is just utterly amazing.
It's funny, the bottom of the Hostess box. Now, we were Drake's Cakes family growing up.
Okay.
Ring Dings,
East Coast,
Devil Dogs, Yodels, and all that. But they had Hostess back there. But you mentioned something which was quite true. Putting them on the bottom of the box, man, that was like taking your life in hands. The box could be damaged in shipping, or when the guy puts it, and that they're still out there like that.
Oh yeah, and then the other thing was Kellogg's used to have the in the box,
Yes.
so you dig for your toy always as a kid. They used to have the 3D baseball cards. Well, the problem is the heat affected those 3D,
The images.
The way the cards were made with
Right.
a cheaper plastic at the time.
Wow.
So yeah, finding
Crazy.
those that aren't cracked or dry rotted are fairly hard also.
I just noticed what you have on the birthdays list, that's all. The last one there, I noticed your little note there.
So, in closing, we've got about 5 or 6
Well,
minutes.
before we close, 702-329-6947. If you have a question or comment on any of the collectibles items that we've just gone through and reviewed, of course, if people have other questions that maybe they come up with after the show, they can reach out. How?
They can come down to the Boulevard Mall, which for the Las Vegas people that don't remember where the Boulevard Mall is, it's on Maryland Parkway and Desert Inn. And it is a mall, oldest mall in the valley, but has had some tough times, but has rebounded tremendously.
Yes. Great stuff in there.
They have the movie theaters, which will be opening up in July. And the reason why it's not a COVID thing, there's no movies to release.
Yeah, really. But
Yeah.
we did a poll a couple of weeks
Yep.
ago. Are they still looking at rerunning these series
They
of
are
movies to
still
get started?
trying. Trouble is that now there's a licensing issue and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, because I thought some of those old movies, like, I can't say Gone with the Wind anymore.
No,
but
you
Godzilla, or some of those old, Ultraman type movies that you used to see on Sunday mornings at the movie theaters. Casablanca.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Why don't they just get our library of shows here of Power Play Sports Collectibles?
Put it on
and
the big
Thoughts
screen?
Count Anywhere and all the Go Live shows and put it up on the screen.
You could sign autographs after.
There you go.
There you go.
See, now you're thinking.
Yes.
So get our friend there at the mall.
But the Boulevard's where the store is.
Yes.
Our store is right near the Heads Up Escape
Yep.
Room.
Versus
Corner
Wrestling.
versus Wrestling. Kitty Corner from Poor Boy Comics. Pop Shack's over there. For an entertainment mall, you can't go wrong. Sequest is open.
Oh, that's
so you
good.
can pet all the little animals.
Do
and
they have
stuff.
specials still going on over
Yes.
there?
A couple more days, and
Right.
I'm sure they'll extend it. For first responders here in Las Vegas, you get a free entry, and your family members get 50% off. You
And usually during the school year, they do something for
for the
teachers and everybody.
students. And they're great people over there. David and Tiffany are wonderful people to deal with. They gave us some free passes to give away at the anniversary. Yep. And you can go and pet the stingrays, play with the birds. They have a 500-pound turtle that just walks aimlessly through the place.
Well, it'll take them 5 years to get from one end of the place to the other.
He moves quicker than you think.
Really?
Yeah, I was amazed.
Okay.
And then they have a sloth.
Sloth.
Yes. Like Flash over here, our producer. He reminds me of Flash. Just sits there. DMV,
Just remember, though, he has control of your microphone.
I know he does.
Okay.
But he's already okay. He's reaching for it. We'll start the political talk
Yes.
now. But yeah, if you need to get a hold
There you go.
Hey, thanks a lot. But if you need to get a hold of me, go on down. I'm not there much at the store, but you can reach us at store@powerplaysportscards.com. You can reach us on Facebook.
And take your QR scanner.
Yep.
And
Go
you
right
can,
to the
you can scan your
webpage.
QR code
Yep.
right there, and it'll take you right to the website.
But I got a great staff down there. You know, we got Jason, we've got Leslie, we've got Lori, we've got Frank, we got Linda when she comes back.
Yep,
Great.
yep.
And then, I've got the wife and kid there, myself at times during events. Matt and Jason, yourself, Chief comes down, helps
right.
out during events.
Keep him away from me, by the way.
Are you feeling threatened?
I am.
Okay.
Because he had me in a headlock last week.
Yes, we can shop online. If you're not here in Las Vegas,
Although we don't ship out of the country, though.
no, not right now. but we will eventually. I've got orders stacked up, to be honest with you. People
really?
want the stuff and know I'm selling out of it. So Carrying Cross and Tessa Blanchard.
Right.
And they have me putting them aside, and they're like, just ship them when you can. And I'm like, I check literally every week.
Are they
now.
paid for?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And
So if they're paid for, you can put them aside.
yeah. But you can ship online, or I can ship on. You
No,
can
they
order
can buy
online. You can
online,
order
you
online. I'm trying to read, and I can't do things.
I
put
know.
gum, and I can't handle
This
it.
multitasking thing. All right, let's get the birthdays.
Birthdays. Pistol Pete, birthday.
Maravich. Is he the one? No, it was not him.
He passed.
Yes. The logo.
No,
Jerry
that's
West.
Jerry West.
Okay.
But Pistol Pete, great player.
Yeah.
Too short of a career.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. Clyde the Glide Drexler,
By Slamma Jamma.
Hall of Famer and Las Vegas resident,
I've met him.
Randy Couture.
Yeah, met him.
Kurt Warner, grocery bagger.
Grocery bagger to
Arena football.
to stardom.
To Hall of Fame.
That's right.
And now announcing.
That's
I
right.
think he does a great job
He
announcing.
is. I like Kurt Warner.
Yeah, it's better than Booker McFarlane or whatever his name is. Yeah, I can't stand the Monday Night Crew.
Well, they're going to change that. Probably Chris Fowler, and
I want to see Peyton Manning.
he won't do it. They went after him. He said
I
no.
know.
He's already
They threw
declined
so
it.
much money at
They
him, and
did.
he won't do it.
They did.
He's,
Kurt-
have you seen the Manning Files or whatever they call that
Those
show?
little things he does?
Yeah,
Vin-
and
yeah.
the one with Tom Brady was amazing.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Absolutely amazing.
I did.
And people hate Brady. He's fun out there. I mean, look when he ripped his pants on the golf course. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the NFL draft after birthdays.
John Rankin says Tess is no longer with Impact, which we
Yes,
and I were
will,
talking.
and we'll talk about that. And I have some insight on that for Wednesday night. So you got to listen.
According to what he says, her stock has gone way down on the free agent market due to her attitude. Just sharing what John is sharing.
Oh
in
yeah,
the chat
that's out there. That's the haters out there.
So,
John, don't worry
yep.
about it. I have. We'll put a little bit of tease out there. As soon as Impact, there is a guy with 3 initials that are the same made a phone call.
But that was out there on social media.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yes.
I or yeah. So,
Okay. Keep.
Jack Dempsey, Lionel Messi. What are you breathing
Jack
on
Dempsey-
wait. You breathed on that microphone.
I'm sitting at this microphone
Yeah.
for the next 4 hours.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Jack Dempsey, Buffalo Bills.
No,
right?
no, fighter.
Oh, the fighter Jack
Yes.
Dempsey, because there was a Jack Dempsey football too. Wasn't Dempsey? He was
Dempsey.
also senator. Okay, I'm sorry. The fighter Jack Dempsey.
Yes.
Okay.
Lionel Messi,
Yeah, I saw that on ESPN today.
Willis Reed,
Walking
personal friend of mine from the wrestling world, James J. Dillon.
out. J.J. Dillon.
He's like a father to me. I
Now,
had to throw him in there.
I want to go back to Willis Reed.
Yes.
Although J.J. Dillon is cool. Willis Reed, for those who don't know, played for the Knicks way
Yep.
back in the day.
When they were popular.
When they were in the early 70s, Bill Bradley was there, Dave DeBusschere and crew.
Wasn't
Earl
the
of Pearl
coach
Monroe.
there?
Huh?
Wasn't Coach there?
Oh, I don't know.
Bulls coach?
Phil Jackson was
Yeah.
there, yeah. But Willis Reed for halftime, coming after he injured his knee in
Yep.
that one game, came out the limp as he was coming out of the locker room.
That's right, yeah.
And nobody expected him to come back, but he came back hobbling. So, okay, go ahead.
And another
I'll
birthday-
give you the pleasure of doing this last one. So, my daughter Radar, if she's watching right now back east, sweetie, turn the volume down for about 5 seconds right about now. Go.
Derek, one vote short, Jeter.
Okay, turn it back up now.
Derek Jeter's birthday, one
Yeah.
vote short. You
Listen,
will always live that.
I will.
I know.
I want to know who the person was. No one will ever know,
It's
though.
cheap.
All right, we're wrapping up. So, what you got?
What we got? Our trusty dusty producer here mentioned we forgot to talk about the NHL draft real quick. NHL draft is out there. Pull up the screen. There is the draft lottery. My Detroit Red Wings kind of got screwed. 4th. The Kings made out. But if you notice, the number 1 spot is vacant. Because of the way the draft went, one of the playoff teams has a chance to be the number 1.
Jeez. Who is it? Who is it? Do you know?
No, it's going to,
Okay,
if
gotcha.
the season ends, if they don't play it, they'll figure it out.
Wow.
But if they do, actually, the way it lines up, a Stanley Cup champion can actually get the number 1 draft pick.
Talk about double dip.
Yeah, because it's the play-in games, and then out of the playoff,
Jeez.
yeah. So, with that being said, I want to tell everybody, once again, at the Boulevard Mall and Power Play Sports Collectibles, Pop Shack, everybody over there, you're required to wear a mask. Please, for or against it, let's just all be safe. Let's obey by the rules. Let's be happy about it. Just move on. We'll be courteous if you're not, just to ask you to, please put on your mask. But realistically, we do have masks for sale at the store too. Golden Knights and Raiders.
Don't take away my wife's business.
I know,
now.
but your wife is the mask. This wife made me a mask that fits perfectly in my Charlie Brown head. But needless to say, I appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
But everyone, stay safe. We'll get through this together, and just be courteous to one another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a way I used to sign off my show when I did Vegas Unwrapped, my internet radio show, and I'll do that in 1 second. I just want to remind everybody, coming up at the top of the hour, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific, Scott and I will be back here at the desk as we host Our House, Our Voice. It's the fan cast, the official fan cast of the Fan Action Nation. Go to the website, jointhefan.com, and check it out. All right, this is the way I used to sign off. Be kind to everybody. Why? Because we're all we got. We'll see you next week right here on Power Play Sports Collectibles on Go Live Vegas.
So guys, it's Jeff Cobb here. Come check out Power Play Sports Collectibles. Buy some collectibles, buy some wrestling figures, and all that fun stuff.
Hi, I'm Wally Joyner. Listen to the Power Play Sports Collectibles podcast every week and visit the store at the Boulevard Mall.